they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
All right, my board has been pre-fogged. I used 3 shades of black, 1 shade of metallic silver, and a little bit of white. I just layered those colors on, and now I'm gonna mix up some clear Stone Coat Epoxy. I might do a little fog and fracture in one section just to see how that granified effect looks over this project. I'll add in a tiny bit of diamond dust, a little bit of silver glitter. Midway through mixing, scrape the sides and bottom. That ensures a good mix. If you don't mix right, it may never harden. Clean off my stick, mix again. A little bit of diamond dust. I'm gonna go to like 1 part diamond dust, half part glitter. All right, we're gonna take our mixed material and pour it right out in the center of my project. And now I'm gonna mix one more time here on the surface using a notch trowel. So remember, I use spray paint, so I'm not gonna scratch really hard. I'm just gonna kind of let this glide around. And this is gonna mix my material one more time before I spread it. Now that that epoxy's kind of rolled over itself, using an 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch notch trowel, we're gonna spread the material and just really glide it. You don't want to push hard and scratch the paint below. Add a little bit more on there. Kind of mix that again real quick with my trowel. Spread. Okay, now is the time to take your gloved hands. Don't forget that there's wet epoxy on the bottom. And wet out your edges. In this case, because it's an island, I'll hit all 4 sides. If it's a countertop, just hit your countertop edges. Break up any surface tension. That way the epoxy flows nice and uniform. So we mixed in the bucket, we mixed with the trowel. Now we're gonna do a final mix here with our chop brush. So you're gonna wanna de-shed your brush. Pull on any loose bristles. No matter how much you spin on a brush, you're always gonna get loose bristles. We found a manufacturer that does a really good job trying to get the majority of them for us, but always do a good job of de-shedding. And then take that brush, pre-wet it down inside your bucket, and then we're gonna chop the top, meaning use the heel of the brush. It's creating a uniform glitter pattern as well as mixing that material and eliminating those trowel marks. I'm going randomly, I'm not going in rows. Hit those edges one more time with your brush. You could remove air from your project multiple ways. You could even use isopropyl alcohol. Mist that on heavy, that's gonna break up the surface tension and pop most of those bubbles. The most efficient way is a propane torch, followed by a heat gun, and then coming in 3rd place is a blow dryer. To remove air from the epoxy, the process is the same no matter what tool you're using to do it. I'm gonna keep this torch head about 1 inch or so from the surface, and in a sweeping motion, cover the entire project. I'll do this a minimum of 3 times to eliminate all these air bubbles that I just incorporated into the epoxy, mixing it, troweling it, chopping it. Now we're eliminating the air bubbles. All right, I got most of that bubbles out. There's micro bubbles making their way to the surface. That's why we do it 3 times. I'll let this cool off a couple minutes and I'll come back, torch it another time. All right, let's learn the fog and fracture or granified effect. That's where we take black gloss Rust-Oleum spray paint, we'll fog an area and then quickly follow with 91% isopropyl alcohol. You could do big drops or fine drops, but that's gonna open up this black spray paint that's sitting on the surface and let what's below peekaboo through. It's a really cool granite effect that you see in natural stone. Mike figured this out, my bro, shout out to him, man. This is a cool little feature that you could use black gloss Rust-Oleum spray paint. You could also use white gloss, but in my opinion, black looks the best. White almost gives it a white lacing effect. Less natural, but also a cool effect. But this is one of those techniques when maybe something's going south on you. The piece isn't looking so good. You can fog it, tone it down, fracture it open, and then it comes to life. So I'm just gonna fog an area, and I'm gonna do some light fogging and some heavy. I feel like that. And then I'm gonna mist. And that's gonna open up all that spray paint. Come in with some big drops. Well, what turned out to be a black galaxy piece turned into something a lot more. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And play with it, guys. If you don't like it, grab some spray paint, start dragging veins, mist and alcohol, fog and fracture. There's a whole repertoire of epoxy skills that you could go to take your piece to the next level. And until next time from Stone Coat Countertops, you got this, you can do this, and I'll see you on the next video.